Greetings to everyone. It is great to be part of the SMME Roadshow. My name is Zenita Masego. I am a Business Development Officer, current acting Center Manager for the Sibande TVET College, the Center for Entrepreneurship Rapid Incubator. We are based in Mpumalanga, in Evander, at the Sibande District Municipality. The Sibande Center for Entrepreneurship Rapid Incubator is a business incubator within a TVET college. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is it? What is an incubator? What do I benefit from being part of an incubator? What are the services of the incubator? Now, I'll start by maybe defining incubation. Incubation is a soft land and hand-holding platform for aspiring and emerging entrepreneurs. Now, the services that you would find within a business incubator, for instance, would be co-shared office facilities. That would be your boardroom, your office cubes, your workstations. We also have an auditorium. So that's where you'd host maybe your presentations. And then within these facilities, you've got access to Wi-Fi, unlimited. You've got an access to a telephone should you need to make business calls or you're doing research. There's internet with computers. We've also have a maker space. In the maker space, that's where you've got access to 3D printing. So that's where you can go and design your prototype and then actually have a printout using the 3D printers of maybe how your image is going to look, how is your product going to look rather. And then furthermore, we do have business advisory. Within the incubator, we've got business advisors that give advice to SMMEs or basically to a person who's still skeptical about starting a business, but then, would like to get to know and ask some questions. So we do have business advisors. We've got a bookkeeper as well to just assist with your financials. And then also we assist with market linkages and then also finances. Now, in terms of the finances or funding rather, we do not fund at the moment. But what happens is we assist you with all of the administration that maybe CFA would need or NYDA would require from you before they can grant you funding. So we'd assist you maybe to prepare all your paperwork, all your financials to just ensure everything is in order. Then you can go and apply. Then we'll also assist you maybe to link you to the proper funder or DFI that can assist you. And then we also have basically trainings. Now, our trainings would differ. We've got trainings that sector focused. For instance, that would be a training on agriculture, on construction. That will actually be specific to a certain field. And then we've also just got your general business development trainings that we host in-house. So these are the services or maybe the expectations that you'd have when you go to an incubator. You go to an incubator with just an idea, and then we assist you to actually make your idea a reality. Now, also, do bear in mind, all of this happens within a time frame. Now, that is also the advantage of being in an incubator, that we've got pre-incubation clients. Those are the clients that are still starting up, that still have ideas, and then we have those that are in incubation. Now, in the incubation stage, these are the clients that are generating a certain amount of income in their business. Now, this is the business that we can see that at least now it has an opportunity to scale in the market. It is proving that, there are customers, they are buying my product. Now, those are the clients that the incubator focuses on mainly. And then this happens within a period of 1 year, 6 months. Pre-incubation would be 6 months. Now, incubation would be 1 year, 6 months. And then after you graduate out of the incubator and you go into the third phase, which is post-incubation. In post-incubation, what happens there is that now you graduate from the system, and then now this means your business can now strive on its own. You do not really now need all of the support and attention of an incubator. You were well fed with all this nutrition in the incubator. You understand now what your business needs are. And then now you can just flourish on your own, but you still have access to the incubator for any other challenges or maybe inquiries that you might have or other support there is additional support for clients that are in post-incubation. Mpumalanga, the place of the rising sun. That is how it's also called. Mpumalanga is a very relaxed province, but that has a lot happening economically. It participates a lot when it comes to the economy. When you look at the Lowveld of Mpumalanga, that is the places such as your Nelspruit. In Nelspruit, tourism is dominating. That is where our wildlife is in this province, your Kruger National Park. It starts in Nelspruit. So Nelspruit is very famous for tourism. And then when you come towards the Highveld, now the Highveld, that is your areas such as your Witbank, your Middelburg, Ermelo, your Secunda. All of these areas now are dominating in mining. They've got a lot of mines in this area. Now these mines a lot of them are coal mines, and then you have a bit of gold mines as well. But initially we dominate in coal, and then also within Mpumalanga, these places they've got power stations. There's a lot of power stations in this area. I think if I may count properly, we've got like 7 power stations within Mpumalanga, and then we also have your Sasol plant, the biggest Sasol plant. It's here in Secunda. And then another sector that Mpumalanga is dominating in is your agriculture. So also Mpumalanga is quite big on agriculture. Now, whenever you picture Mpumalanga, this is what you just truly imagine. You'd imagine your beautiful mountains, beautiful rivers, your lakes, and then your wildlife as well. And then also when you move away from that, that is when you'll be exposed to all of this economy, this participation, a lot of trucks moving around. Now, these are from the coal mines to the power stations. And then in between all of that, that is where you'll also be seeing a lot of farms where there's agriculture. It's quite popular for maize, for your sugar beans, and amabele, and other vegetables as well, or other crops rather, in stock farming. We've got a lot of poultry farms as well. So Mpumalanga is just that town that is very relaxed because, it's rural. It is rural, you're still finding a lot of people that still collect water from the rivers. It still has that essence of culture and tradition, We don't have robots in Mpumalanga as much when you move around, even in the locations. Instead, you'll still be coming across a lot of domestic animals. People have their own mini farms. People are producing their own food in Mpumalanga. There's just a lot of land around. So Mpumalanga is quite different when you'd be maybe familiar to areas like Johannesburg or maybe the bigger town or bigger metros. Within Mpumalanga province lies the borders to Eswatini and Mozambique. Now, the people in Mpumalanga speak isiSwati, isiZulu, isiNdebele, the Northern Sotho, and Sitsonga. Now, Mpumalanga being so diverse in terms of economical participation, the entrepreneurs within Mpumalanga mainly are taking the opportunity within construction, mining, steel and metal fabrication, tourism, and logistics. Now, these are the sectors that are dominating in Mpumalanga, including your agriculture, because now Mpumalanga houses a lot of agricultural farms, a lot of power stations, lots of mines as well, including tourist attraction sites. Now, fortunately for the SMMEs within Mpumalanga, they've seen opportunities within that sector, and they have tried throughout the years to actually penetrate the market and participate. So currently, those are the sectors that are dominating within Mpumalanga. The Harusibande CfERI was established in 2015 by the Department of Small Business Development. Now, please bear in mind, the CfERIs are different from mainstream incubators. CfERIs exist within TVET colleges. Now, initially they were formed to assist, to inculcate the culture of entrepreneurship in all programs of the TVET, of the college. It is also to support existing SMMEs to make their businesses more sustainable and also to eliminate the fatality of small businesses. Now, another reason it was basically to, yes, address unemployment and also to provide the youth, including our college students, with options. Some of them may choose to explore a career, and then some of them may choose to venture into entrepreneurship. So these spaces, basically these incubators, are there to just give them the support, the small business, to give the small businesses the support that they may need in terms of creating businesses that are sustainable, and also to ensure that the fatality rate of small businesses is eliminated. The CfERI is open to anyone that has a business idea or that is aspiring to venture into entrepreneurship. Now, we do not limit our services to particular individuals, but basically we have opened them up to support anyone, whether you are running a business that has been sustainable for some time, that is sustainable, or you just still have a business idea. So basically, when you come through to the center, your first contact will be with the BDO, that is the Business Development Officer. They would just need maybe a copy of your ID, a certified copy of your ID, and then everything else will start from there. So what would happen that with the BDO, you would go through a screening process. Through that screening process, that is where the center will actually establish which phase you belong to. Now, bear in mind, as an incubator, we've got two phases. We've got a phase that is called initially there are three rather, which is pre-incubation, incubation, and post-incubation. Now, within these three phases, different entrepreneurs belong within them. For instance, the one that is in pre-incubation, basically that is a startup that is generating 0 to at least 38,000 income. And then those that are in incubation, those would be the SMMEs now that are making a turnover that is above 38,000 going up. And then post-incubation rather would be when you graduate out of the incubator to now go stand on your own. Now that is post-incubation. That is when now you just come to the center for maybe consultation or the other services, but initially now you don't really belong to the incubator. You have exited. So now when you come through to the center and you are meeting with your BDO, the BDO is going to screen you as the person and the business. So here we are screening the jockey and the horse. This is where we actually get to establish now that can this jockey ride this horse? You know, we don't just support the business, we also support to build you as an individual to be able to run the business. Now that is done at the first phase when you are going through the screening. Now we screen using a tool called Growth Wheel Online. Through Growth Wheel, that's where we can actually pinpoint the focus areas that we can identify that are lacking within you as the person, the jockey, or the business being the horse. Now, when we find out where it is that you need support on, that is when we draft the interventions that we are going to support you to ensure that maybe we correct everything and then you can move forward. So when you come through to the center, you're going to be accessing all of these services. Currently, the CfERI, the services are free. We haven't costed them as yet, but then that is soon to change. But luckily for those who have access now, they are still fortunate to just come through and have this access to all these services free of charge. The only thing that is needed when you come through, basically it's your ID copy, and then everything is done within the center. Incubators specialize on a specific field or sector. Do bear in mind, we are a Center for Entrepreneurship Rapid Incubator. And as I stated, we are within a TVET college. So if you may go around the country, for instance, you would find that there are mainstream incubators. Now, those are different from CfERIs because those are standalones. But then in this case, in our case rather, we are a CFE, meaning we are within a TVET college, or it could be also, you could also find them in universities as well. Now, as a CFE, we report to CEDA. CEDA, it is the agency of the Department of Small Business Development. That is the department that actually does the administration of all the incubators, including the CFEs. Now, when you look around in Mpumalanga, for instance, in Mpumalanga, we have a few incubators and CFEs within different TVET colleges. But recently, there is going to be a launch for one CFE in the Mpumalanga University in Mbombela. But now, the incubators that we have, for instance, there is an incubator in Mbombela called FinTech. FinTech is an incubator for furniture making. That is their specialty. So any person or SMME that comes to FinTech, it would be an SMME that specializes in furniture making and design. And then when you come up to the Highveld in Middelburg, there's also another incubator there called the MSI. It's the Middelburg Steel Incentive. In that incubator, they specialize with metal and steel fabrication. So that is their specialty. Usually, for an incubator to specialize, it is influenced by the environment or the industries within the environment which it exists in. In our case, as the Kharsiband, the CfERI, we are surrounded by mines. So those industries that are within our area, that is what will influence the focus of our incubator. So now the clients that come into our incubator, those ones are fortunate enough because currently we are operating as a mixed incubator. We do not specialize as yet. So what that means is we assist every person or client that would come in with any business need. But then it would be unfortunate because now they cannot access the incubator in the 360, meaning that we do not have all of the resources to actually assist a specific sector. That is why it's open to all of the sectors. But then now, as a client, when you come through to the incubator, we've got 3 spaces. We've got the first space called the innovation space. Within the innovation space, that is where you can do all your administrative work, because that's where you've got all of your office equipment or resources that you would need. And then in the maker space, that is where we've got our 3D printers with the scanners, and then with the computers equipped with the proper software for you to be able to design and print any 3D object. And the third phase, that would be your production space. That is where now you go and you start to mass produce whatever you have designed in the maker space. After the production, you go straight to the market. So now the services that you would find within an incubator, basically it's going to be your access to your business advisors, your bookkeeper, your mentorship and coaching, the linkage to market, also assistance to access finance, and then also the specialized trainings and those that are sector focused. And then lastly, you'd also find your innovation and idea generation trainings. So basically, we are not limited to these, but now these are just the basic assistance that you can find within an incubator. Fortunately, there are a lot of benefits for belonging in an incubator. For instance, an incubator is an information center, it's an information hub. Some of the clients would just come straight for just information and linkages. Now, that is the responsibility we have as an incubator, to just ensure that we close all of the gaps. Where we cannot assist, we have formed partnerships with institutions that specialize or are equipped to assist our SMMEs. For instance, when clients come into the incubator, some of them would need assistance with your tax verification or basically services that you find from SARS. Some of them would come in looking for assistance with funding. Some would come through asking for information about the NHBRC, the CIDB, the CSD. So there are a variety of inquiries that SMMEs would come through and request assistance for in the incubator. But now, because we cannot assist with everything, that is where strategic partnerships come in. So when you come into the incubator, that is where you're going to have access to information that affects SMMEs. We are in Mpumalanga. where we are located, it is a rural area. So in this case, you'd have to travel. It's either you're going to drive for like an hour, 30 minutes to Joburg to have access to different stakeholders, or you'd go down to Mbombela, which is like a 3-hour drive from where we are. So you can just imagine that we are very distant from places where you'd have access to information very easily, considering that clients from Johannesburg have a lot of access because a lot of industries or institutions are in Johannesburg. But here in Mpumalanga, what would happen? The SMMEs are so dependent on incubators because when they come through to the incubator, any pardon me. So anything when you come into the incubator, any support or any opportunity that is within maybe the Department of Trade and Industry, or that is within SASO or any institution that you might think of, usually that information, they have access to those opportunities within the incubator. So this is where we get to share opportunities. So fortunately, when we have partnerships, those partnerships actually assist us to just distribute opportunities and the information, and then all those clients can actually submit, have inquiries within the incubator. So now those are other benefits that we have. So we actually form a lot of partnerships just to ensure that we have the information that we can, it can be the information that can be accessible to our SMMEs.